rights, the Sixth Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, several other constitutional rights were violated. To find out just how corrupt they had been, they withheld this evidence for 18 months.
You said that Harris County had information, evidence that could have had the trial dismissed. Could you tell us a little bit about why you're here? And many folks may be aware of the case with AJ and what happened, but what they don't know is how the family is standing behind this young man who has been through a lot. You both are the mothers of the two folks that were slain, and you want justice for both your children and for your grandson. Could you tell me your name, please? Both.
I'm Don Armstrong's mother.
Okay. And I'm Kate Winston, Antonio Armstrong's mother.
And why are you here today? Why did you call people?
The DA's office and the Houston Police Department withheld exculpatory evidence, and when we have filed, where our attorneys Rick Dakota and Chris Collins filed for us to have a motion for a hearing for the case to be dismissed or the charges dropped, because the Brady's Law and the Martin Law was violated. AJ's civil rights, the Sixth Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, several other constitutional rights were violated, and they filed a motion for the case to be dismissed and charges dropped. Well, the DA fought very strongly to prevent that hearing from taking place, because they did not want our attorneys to cross-examine them, questioning them, and even dig any further to find out just how corrupt they had been. They withheld this evidence for 18 months. Well, it's been longer than that now, but when it came into the knowledge of our attorneys and our family, it was 18 months since they had this information as of December 2016. Before he was certified as an adult, they had this information and didn't share it. Even in April, when he was scheduled to have a trial, April the 25th, we have evidence, because it is public record, 40 pages of information, of emails, text messages, everything that we're talking about. Anybody can go into the public records here in Harris County and read it for themselves. Well, they have this information, they've been talking about it, going back and forth, and they were determined not to give it to the family or our attorneys. Neither did they investigate it.
Let me have you repeat that. You said that Harris County had information, evidence that could have had the trial dismissed against this young. How old was AJ at the time?
16 at the time.
He was 16 at the time. What grade was he in?
He was in the 11th grade.
He was in 11th grade. A 16-year-old black boy in the 11th grade. They had evidence that could have dropped the trial, and they withheld it.
They withheld the information. They now, you know, by now that trail is cold. The young woman that came forth said she had information of Antonio and Don's murder. She did say that my son was in the prosecution ring. She did say that he was receiving threatening phone calls. She did say that he was talking about changing his insurance policy. She did say she had hired a private investigator, removed him from the case because she was afraid he was going to get killed. She gave all this information to the police, and not once did they give it to our attorneys. And we have emails where they're saying they didn't want our attorneys to have it because they didn't want the family to get it, and they withheld it. They even tried to put it under another case number. They were talking about putting it under another case file number, not having it associated with this case, and one of the detectives says that if they end up coming together, crossing the path, that it would not be a Martin's Law violation. And it is a Martin Law violation. It is a Brady's Act violation. It is a violation to AJ's civil right. It is a violation to the 4th and the 6th Amendment. It is a violation. And we will not stand by and allow them to railroad our grandson. He will not be another statistic. He will not be another black male.
That's right.
Falsely accused, put in jail for something he did not do. And our family we're very disappointed. We're angry about it. And that's why we're out here in this weather, in this rain. It doesn't matter. We want everyone to know this injustice that has been done. And if it has happened to us, how many others has it happened to? How many other people are being affected and would be alive? We want justice. Our grandson cannot get a free trial here. He cannot. And we want the DA to remove those district attorneys and those police officers from this case. And we want them to make this wrong right. And the only way to do that is release our grandson.
That's right.
Not once has he been treated like he was innocent to proven guilty.
That's right.
We've said this and we will continually say it. They've been treating him like he's a criminal. And they're continually taking our family through the pain and the hurt of our greatest loss that we could have ever experienced. Nothing we wish on no other parent. And then to have us continually reliving it and falsely accusing our grandson.
That's right.
We're fed up with it. Enough is enough, and it can't be covered up.
Yeah.
They fought strongly to prevent us from having that hearing.
Yeah.
They fought strongly to prevent this evidence from coming out. And there's no telling what else they've covered up and held back. And anybody that has come to them with any information that doesn't point towards AJ, they didn't investigate it.
Wow.
None of it have they investigated. That will come out in the trial. It is so much that they didn't investigate. It is wrong.
And what would you like for folks who are for folks who are listening now, right? And they want to know, like, so what would you have people to do?
Well, most of all, we do want you all to pray. We want you all to stand behind us, support us. And if you know of anyone that could assist us and help us, talk about it. Get the information to us. Spread the word. Make it known. Because these DAs and police officers need to be investigated. It's no telling how many other young people are in prison now that could be freed if truth is revealed, what they've covered up and what they did.
Yeah.
It is negligent. It is wrong. They're not above the law. And they're not being reprimanded for this at all. And it is a cry. It is a plea for justice.
Dunshika, we're going to call the aunt over here as well, who has, how you doing, Dunshika? We just heard from the grandmothers of AJ, the mothers of Dawn, and of your brother, Antonio. Could you tell us, could you tell us what is it that you want, or what is it that you need for the community to know or to hear?
It's an injustice. The entire system, I feel like, is flawed, with the lack of information and how easily he was taken from us, with no evidence. The ballistics came back negative, no gunpowder, no residue, no DNA, no blood splatter, the sinks and everything was dry. So if he was in this room and everything happened within the house, where are the clothes? Where's the evidence? There's no evidence to accuse him to point him to, his mom and dad, my brother and sister-in-law, which was my very good friend.
Yeah.
And so, it's just nothing. They haven't showed us or told us anything that will point him to this case.
Yeah.
My niece was in a home sleeping. He was upstairs. He called the cops. What else is there to be done with him? So therefore, whoever did this pretty much is gone. Like, how can you go find that person? And with the evidence that was given, the information that was given to them about death threats and things like that, they just simply ignored it, and they didn't even report it. My nephew was being scouted by universities. You know, he was a King K football star. You know, he had so much going for him academically as well as with his athletically. AAU basketball. I mean, he was breaking records, even my brother's records. You know, and he was a phenomenal football player as well. And so, what do we do now after all of this? You know, how does he start over? Because he will. You know, be free. We do believe that. You know, because we just believe the truth to be revealed. You know, we know that regardless, nothing can bring them back. That is done. But what we are here for today is who's here, which is AJ. You know, my niece and my other nephew as well. Like, where's the justice for them? You know, and for my brother and my sister.
Thank you all for sharing this morning.